Welcome back. This is Good Morning Namibia. Of course, the pursuit remains on a Thursday, spiritual nourishment. The bank fraud and financial scams are becoming increasingly sophisticated, with criminals using phone calls, SMSes, and digital platforms to trick customers into revealing personal information. As more Namibians rely on digital banking, protecting customers from fraud has become a national priority. Bank Windhoek has been running its widely recognized Your Bank Would Never fraud awareness campaign aimed at educating the public about the tactics scammers use and reminding customers that their bank will never request sensitive information, particularly not telephonically. The bank is now launching a new phase of this campaign, focusing specifically on the rise of phone-based fraud and social engineering scams. This morning, we're delighted to have in our midst none other than Madame Bronwyn Moody, Bank Windhoek's Head of Stakeholder Engagement, Corporate Social Responsibility and Sponsorships, and the Acting Head of Strategic Communication. She will share insights into the latest developments in the campaign, what customers need to look out for, and how they can protect themselves from fraud, very importantly. Good morning, Madame, and welcome to Good Morning Namibia.
Good morning, Denver. Good morning to our viewers. Thank you so much for having me.
How are you doing on this gift of a Thursday?
I am blessed. I am blessed.
Yeah, very happy to hear that. I'm very happy to have you.
Thank you so much.
First things first, speak to us about what this campaign entails.
Well, Denver, as International Fraud Awareness Week commenced this week on the 16th and will be running up until the 22nd of November, Bank Windhoek saw this as the opportune time to heighten awareness around fraud leading up to the upcoming festive season. This year, our campaign has a very enticing theme. Preventing fraud is a theme effort. Don't sit on the sidelines, which is a strong call to action to our customers, to the Namibian public, to all our stakeholders at large. At Bank Windhoek, our primary goal is to educate customers about fraud with a specific focus on phone fraud, which often begins with something as simple as a fake alert and culminates in a phone call where fraudsters manipulate victims into granting access to their account or for authorization. So Bank Windhoek's Your Bank Would Never campaign, fraud campaign, is all about protecting our customers and staff from fraud, especially as scams become much more sophisticated. They've really started finding ways to get to us. So this new phase we launched on the 17th of November, and we will, as I've mentioned, be focusing specifically on phone fraud, which is a growing threat in the financial sector. So we aim to educate everyone about how these scams operate and how to stay safe, particularly during the festive season.
Thank you for that overview. Now, I may be thinking it's only my elderly great-grandmother who's susceptible to this, whilst you and I may be equally susceptible to this. Help us understand. Please walk us through how these phone calls typically unfold. As you rightfully said, these criminals are outsmarting us, so we also need to up our game and realize that your bank would never.
Yes. Well, then it's become quite concerning because these scams, well, as I've mentioned, they typically begin with an SMS alert, a fake SMS alert, and that's intended to create panic. And we've noticed that creates panic, and it will create panic to either one of us as well. And these fraudsters, they then call you and they pretend to be from a bank, and you'll hear that it sounds like they're in a bank, and then they use your personal details to sound credible. This will pressure the victim to either by creating a sense of urgency, which we've all heard, and I've experienced it with my elderly mother, and then they offer fake rewards and then ask you for your login credentials or one-time PIN. So the goal is to trick people into granting access into their accounts or to provide for authorization of transactions. So yeah, it's becoming more and more difficult, but we aim to educate the public on how to protect themselves.
Against the backdrop of Your Bank Would Never, what measures are underway to protect both staff, but also very importantly to protect your customers?
Well, Denver, we are running the campaign across multimedia channels to ensure messages reach as many people as possible. We are also focusing on vulnerable groups, in particular our elderly groups and those who are less familiar with technology, through targeted educational initiatives. So our branches have received toolkits. We've capacitated our branches so that our staff can act as fraud awareness ambassadors, as this is our first line of defense against deception.
In the event that I suspect I may have been tricked, whether I took a call or not, whether I responded to a message or not, whether I clicked on a link or not, what should I do first?
Oh, very important question. If you suspect that you've been targeted or fallen victim to a scam, as a Bank Windhoek client, please contact our customer contact center at, I'm going to say this number, 061 299 1200. Let me repeat that, 061 299 1200. Quick action can make all the difference, and we've got an amazing team who is ready to support you.
As we get ready for the festive season, as some are lucky enough to perhaps receive a bonus, what advice do you have for us to remain vigilant so that our hard-earned cash remains ours?
Emphasize on, please, stay vigilant. Always stop, think, and verify before you respond to any suspicious requests. Please, I urge you. A bank would never contact you via cell phone or a mobile number to request for information on your bank account. If you feel that there is an opportunity, or we feel that you are threatened, think about it. If you want verification, contact our customer contact center, or alternatively, visit your nearest branch, as together we can turn awareness into action and stay safe.
However urgent the person on the line claims the matter to be,
Yes.
I can still ask them, I hear you, sir or madam, but just give me a moment. I must insist on that moment for myself at least.
Please do. Do not, Bank Windhoek will never contact any client and request for your personal information via mobile phone. If at any point you are uncertain of that and you feel uncomfortable, please do reach out to our customer contact center or visit your nearest branch. We will never ask you for that information.
Any final thoughts before we let you go, madam?
Well, Denver, thank you so much from my side, and we really look forward to supporting our customers and stakeholders at large to remain vigilant and not become another victim to fraudulent activities, specifically phone fraud.
As you come journey with us, because it's ours.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing such valuable information. And we've heard your call. It's about being vigilant throughout.
Thank you so much for having me, Denver.